Well, let's bring in ANC Limpopo Chairperson Stanley Mathabatha, who is with us here in studio. Mr. Mathabatha, thank you very much for your time. Of course, we found out this week that Limpopo is one of those provinces that will be contesting the step-aside resolution, asking for it to be totally scrapped. So if this does happen, Mr. Mathabatha, how then does the ANC deal with corruption?
There are many ways in which we can deal with corruption. You know, the step-aside is just one tool that was supposed to be implemented. Unfortunately, we did not implement it properly. That is why the General Council in Limpopo took that decision that it must be scrapped, because it was not implemented in the manner that it was conceived at the National Conference in 2017. So, but we are saying we need to send people to jail. We need to have a good and strong legal justice system that will not keep people on trial for 3 years, for 2 years. We need to give a strong investigative capacity within the state that will make things like step aside not necessary. You know, we are not saying that it should be laissez-faire, you know, with corruption. We are saying we need to be serious in corruption. We must be pointed and very focused. If you say people must step aside, some people step aside for about 3 years, then from there they are not found guilty, they come back. You know, but they've been in limbo for about 3 years. Their lives have been suspended for about 3 years because we don't have a strong legal justice system. We don't have the cluster, the security cluster must actually be strengthened in such a way that, because our people don't want to hear the step aside and like, our people want to see these people who are stealing going to jail. Our people want to see.
But I think, Mr. Mathabatha, they also don't want to see the people being office bearers of government offices, etc. So you're talking, and I think you're quite right. I agree with you there in terms of strengthening our criminal justice system, strengthening the judiciary and the police to be able to actually people behind bars. But internally in the ANC, what policy would you then substitute with the step-aside rule, especially to deal and not be seen as an ANC that is harboring corruption and other types of crimes?
Clause number 25 of our Constitution is very clear on that. Once a person is charged on a particular matter, a person will then, after he has been charged on a particular matter, he will be suspended by the African National Congress, you know, or perhaps be charged by the ANC itself, you know, if we've got sufficient evidence. But this person must not be suspended for more than 6 months, for about more than
with pay sometimes.
Yes. I mean, he's not convicted for anything. You know. Yes, a person must not be suspended or put on limbo as if we are hiding this person somewhere, and then after some time people shall have forgotten about it, and then we bring the person back. No, within it must be a very swift exercise. Within 6 months, a person is charged, is suspended, and then the case is processed.
I think you make a very valid point, because you're talking about clause number 25, and that's what we've noticed. The ANC has a lot of great policies, but the issue is about the implementation thereof. So even if you put it in black and white, it's there, like you say, but we haven't seen it happening in 6 months or less.
Yes, that is why we are here today. You know, that is why we are here, to refine and strengthen our capacity to act.
Let me bring in an issue that you brought yesterday that apparently is what delayed the start of the conference. Apparently Limpopo being one of the provinces that is asking that included in the proceedings for this weekend is a review, a performance review basically of the National Executive Committee for the current period. Just to rectify that for us, is that what you're calling for? Do you think it's not too much to ask?
No, it was not specifically Limpopo or a particular
No,
province.
one
Yeah.
of.
No, it was just members, delegates from some from our province, of course, participated in that discussion. But it can be said to be something that has been determined or decided by a particular province.
Yeah, no. I'm saying you were included as one of the provinces who were bringing it up, but others were there, Eastern Cape, KZN, and so forth.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to ask you this question, and I know it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Just very quickly, how would you then rate the current NEC of the ANC?
Rate it between
What's their performance
in what scale?
What's their performance like so far in terms of representing you as a party? How you dwindled more in support last year, and the ANC as a whole?
You know, I don't think as the NEC we have done well.
Okay.
I strongly don't believe we have done well. Had we done well, we wouldn't have lost 6 metros.
And you would have been able to pay people.
We would have been able to pay our staff members. We wouldn't even be complaining about the issues of misconceptions on when it comes to policy matters like your step aside and all. We would be at one by now. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think we performed well as the current NEC, but that is something that conference in December will have to determine.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time. Stanley Mathabatha, he is the chairperson of the ANC in the Limpopo province. All right. Let's take you to